Computer, printer, scanner, modems. Today, more than half of European households own at least one of these electronic devices. But we do not often realise that they may account for up to 20% of the electricity consumed by households, not to mention companies and organisations. They therefore have an economic impact and, of course, an ecological impact, which is far from insignificant. However, information and communication technologies, or ICT, also help us make significant energy savings. The European Commission is aware of this. It plans to promote the use of these new technologies when they serve to reduce our energy consumption. This is one of the goals of the Sustainable Energy Europe campaign. Discover how we can protect the environment with computers. Here we are in Budapest, the capital of Hungary. At any time of day, the city is teeming with thousands of cars. However, there are solutions to reduce this traffic and the pollution it creates. Solutions without a negative impact on economic activity. This young woman is Gabriella. She works for the Hungarian telecommunications company. On a regular basis, she leaves the office before everyone else. In reality, Gabriella is part of the 2% of Hungarians who telework. She works from home at least one day a week, thanks to a laptop computer and an internet connection. This is a welcome opportunity both for her personal life and the environment, because Gabriella lives 40 kilometers from Budapest.
A távolság arányosságával nő az előnye a távmunkának, tehát minél messzebb lakik valaki a munkahelyétől, annál nagyobb az előnye, azaz nem mozdul ki otthonról, nem ül autóba, és nem pöfög végig a városon, ezzel gerjesztve a szmogot, szennyezve a környezetet.
Other technological solutions exist to avoid car travel and to save energy. Bethesda Children's Hospital in Budapest is located at several different sites throughout the city. Thanks to a video conference system, the doctors organise daily virtual meetings without having to travel. With the help of ICT, the hospital tries to use as little paper as possible. As soon as patients register, their files are managed and updated on the computer system. In the same perspective, training via computer or mobile telephone, e-business and telemedicine mean less travel and less wasting of energy and paper. On the surface, all these measures may seem somewhat trivial, but in reality this is far from the case. Thanks to ICT, huge amounts of energy could be saved each year. Millions of tons of CO2 would therefore not be produced, as confirmed by a WWF expert in Stockholm via video conference.
Definitely. Together with ETNO, European Telecom Network Operators, we showed in this little brochure that we could save 50 million tons, and that's the equivalent of Sweden's total CO2 emissions, by using only 6 simple applications. And that's video conferencing, working from home, online billing, dematerialization of answering machines, etc. But we now started another project sponsored by HP, among others, to see how we can reduce CO2 emissions globally by 1 billion ton, the first billion ton. And that is a quarter of EU's emissions, a 30th of the global emissions. So ICT can really play a significant role.
However, the production and operation of equipment and networks obviously require energy. Major companies in the sector have committed themselves to reducing their own energy consumption.
In fact, our intention is to reduce our greenhouse gas emission by 50% per production unit between 2002 and 2010. On a broader basis, we're taking a leading role in supporting initiatives like the Climate Savers Computing Initiative, which aims to get all the product and service providers to design their products to significantly reduce their power consumption from the word go.
We must also think of least energy consumption and least material consumption. And we must fuse the two. If we did not do that, then the ICT solutions themselves would be a burden to us. So we want to minimize the burden of ICT solution and maximize the fundamental need that it fulfills.
To reach these objectives, users of these technologies also have a role to play. At Telford College, they have understood. This technical college in the suburbs of Edinburgh is one of the biggest in Scotland, with thousands of students enrolled. For the past year, the college has been located in a modern building, designed to be as energy efficient as possible. These savings are largely due to new technologies.
The building has been designed so that you can maximise sunlight, which is really important during winter months.
I think that the college have made a good commitment and a good attempt at saving energy. For example, like the lights that we use, they automatically come on in rooms, so it saves like when people aren't in the room, they're not on, so it's not wasting.
Likewise, the 700 computers at the college shut down automatically every evening. Furthermore, these computers were not chosen randomly. They all bear the European Union Energy Star label, which guarantees a high level of energy efficiency, an ecological approach which in the end is not more expensive.
By looking at the power consumption, by trying to get machines that used as little power as possible, by trying to get machines that emitted small amounts of heat as possible, and also that were small in size, didn't mean we jeopardised the power of the computer, as in fact processor speed, and didn't in fact jeopardise the price. We found that the price was actually very competitive, even though we went for a green specification.
Having energy-efficient equipment is not enough. We also need to have the right attitude, such as simply turning off electronic devices when they're not being used.
I should be doing it for myself as well, to save electricity, to save money, but also to kind of to save the planet at the same time. But I tend to walk away and leave it on and then just let it switch itself off, which I know I shouldn't really do. But my boyfriend's very energy conscious and he makes sure that he turns his computer off all the time.
Consuming energy more efficiently and combating global warming require changes in our behaviour and work habits. But this does not have to have a negative connotation.
These challenges can be turned into opportunities. And the challenges of addressing climate change, because most people see this as a problem. They talk about unemployment, they talk about lack of competitiveness, etc. But if we look at it from an ICT perspective, reducing CO2 is a way to drive innovation, is to create new jobs, to ensure that we can have new patents in new exciting areas that are sustainable for the future.
New technologies are not a miracle solution to tackle global warming. Nevertheless, by allowing significant energy savings, they may contribute to reaching the targets proposed by the European Commission. 20% improvement in energy efficiency and a 20% reduction in CO2 emissions by 2020.